G'day folks, well in this video I'm going to show you how to solve the 5x5 Supercube, and this is quite similar to the 4x4 obviously. I do assume that you know how to solve a normal 5x5 cube and also that you can solve a 3x3 Supercube. If that's the case, let's get into it. The most difficult part of this is getting the centers done. Once the centers are all done, the rest of it is pretty straightforward. It just behaves like a normal 5x5 cube. So let's begin. What we want to do first is get some white centers done and get them sorted out. So I'm going to find the white center, which is there, and start placing some what I call center edges next to it. And I'm looking for an arrow on the, it's going to turn leftwards there. Maybe it's right here. So I've got to take that off, and when I put that on, I've created the first bit that I want. So I'll just turn that around and now make some other ones over here. So what I do is grab a center edge there, put it at the top, and then try and get the corner edges, or the center corners I should say, corner edge, that's a new term, center corners to go here and here. And so for example, that one there, I can turn around and move up. And what about this one? This one I think is going the wrong way. Yes it is, so the other one might be up here. I'll turn that up and see if it's up this side. No, it's not, so it looks like it's this one. Yep. So I can turn that, and now that I've got those two, I want to put this one in, but unlike normal 5x5 cube, I can't just place it anywhere. If I place it in here, it's misoriented. So I've got to make sure that it's correctly positioned. Now I'll go and find the other one. Now this other white one is here, so first thing I can do is take that off. Now as it happens, if I turn that around, I can match them up. Okay, so we've got this, and again, instead of what I would normally do with a 5x5 cube is grab this one, I'd push that one out and turn it round, and you can see that's going to be wrongly oriented. So instead I'm going to bring its position down to this face, turn it onto its position and put it in, and that deals with that. So the next one I'll do is probably the yellow, and we've got these two already sitting there, so we need to find the third, and that third one is there. So we'll put that on. I've knocked the white out, so I just want to turn it one turn and bring that back. That's the first one done. Got another one here, so we'll search for the appropriate pieces to go with it, and it looks like they're both of these here, so I can now turn them around to create a triple, and then just decide which way it's got to go on. When I turn this one down and rotate the face, put it back, that will be correctly oriented. So that's the thing that you've got to think about. Now the last one's here, so I'll turn that up like that. I'll at least put that one on. We'll find the other one now. Okay, now the other one is on this face, so I'm going to take it off this face like that, and that will now allow me to join it to this. And once again, instead of pushing that one out, I'm going to bring its position down, put it onto its position, and then turn it up. And the yellow one is done. Now I don't need to think about which colours go where, because I've got fixed centres here, so I can do whichever one I want. Let's do this one. We've got a couple of oranges there, so let's find the other orange piece, and it's that one. Made one of them. And then got this one here, which is partly done. Now that's the wrong piece. That there is the correct piece, so I'm going to turn that off, rotate it and bring it back, and that's done. And I now need to make sure that it goes downwards, the arrows go downwards when I turn that on, so that's matched. This is the last one of the oranges. So I can make the triple and then again turn its position, turn the face and put it back, and that's done as well. So from here, doesn't really matter what I do next. I'll do the blue next. So I'll have that going there, and I've got that piece goes there. So I guess I've got to get that off first. So we might do that. And you can see now that I've done that, we can, in fact, it wasn't that piece at all, was it? It was this one here. So that one there, I can now turn that, put it on, and put it in there. And the other one looks like it will be this one up here. Bring it down and make that triple. So I've got the triple done. I've also now got that done, so I'm going to turn that off just so I can finish that one. And the piece is that one there. Okay, there's that triple, and again, same routine, turn its position and put it in. So all of this is just like a normal 5x5 cube, except we must think about our positions as we're doing it, our orientation of our centres. Okay, so those blue ones are done, and that now just leaves us with two faces to do. This is the most involved bit of the solve, so I will make sure that it's clear. So the first thing that we want to do is consider on each of these faces of centres there are some edges. If you just consider the 3x3 there are some edges and there are some corners. I want to deal with the edges first, so I'm just going to use basically an edge piece series to do that. For example, I see that this has to end up with an arrow going upwards next to it. So if I turn that position down, turn that on and move it up, I've created that scenario. What else? Now I've got to have an arrow there going left, so I might as well turn that up and undo. So I've got two of my little edges here. What next? This one. Okay, so I've got three greens now. Now instead of just getting the fourth one straight away, I'm actually going to hold it like this and now try and do the pinks before I complete the greens. So let's have a think. I've got to get, if this one could go around to there, that would be done. So let's do that. I'll turn the face and now just carry out an edge piece series to do that one. So that's done. What else would we like? I'd like to deal with that one or this one if I could. So let's have a think. If I turn that around, I can now put this one up there. And that gets me 1, 2, 3 pieces. And now I'm going to take stock. I've got a pink piece. If I turn that like that, I've got a pink piece that needs to go up there and a green piece that needs to go down here. Now if this doesn't happen, what you'll have is the last 3 of these little edges will just solve in a 3 cycle, and that's great. But what often happens is you'll end up with a swap of these edges. And the way to fix it is quite simple. We want to turn the 2 slices there, 1 turn. And now what we want to do is go and remake our centres. So I look around here and think I've got to remake my orange centres first. So I'm going to turn the position. Then I'm going to think about remaking my blues, and I see this time I can push that one out, rotate the face and bring it back, and the blues are redone. And what I'm going to find when I'm finished that is that all my pink edges are correct and all my green edges are also correct. So that was pretty painless. And now for the corners, we're going to use the corner piece series to do this, and I need to basically move pieces from here to here to here. That's the 3 cycle of pieces I'm going to do. And so to begin with, I might note that that corner is already correct. So I'd like, if I could, perhaps to place one next to it, this one here. So I note that there's a green up here which will roll straight down and be in the same orientation. It'll roll down like that. So that's what I want. I'm going to do these 3 pieces. And to do that, I'll do the normal corner piece series, But instead of turning this right face here, I actually turn both of those faces. And when I'm finished, I find that all the little edges are still there, and the only thing that's affected are those pieces. So I've actually now got all of these done except for that one. I'm now going to go and turn it up and use this as my dummy piece and have a look at what's going on the pink face. Alright, let's turn. We note that none of the pink ones are done, so I'm going to start by creating one of them. And which one would make sense? I want to see if that'll roll across to there and orient correctly. It won't. That won't. That's a green, so that won't. That one will. So I'm going to use that one first of all. Note that the greens are now all done, but I don't care about that yet. I'm using that one piece. But I do have that one done. So now I want to aim to do this one or this one surrounding it. Now I note, let's have a look. That one won't go, that'll roll across and be upwards. What about this one? If I roll it this way, it will be correct. So I'm now going to use the mirror corner piece series, and so for that I'll turn the upper face anti-clockwise and make the left go away first. And now you'll see that the pink piece is back there. That's okay. Now we'll get down to this scenario and we'll see what's left. Well, we've got this pink piece that has to roll to there. I've got this pink that's going to come down, so that's my last 3 cycle. Easy. I can carry out the same corner piece series. And when I complete it, all of the greens will be done and all of those pinks will also be done. And that completes the centers. The next stage is to do these edges, to pair them up or triple them up exactly like on a normal 5x5 cube. So I'm going to do 1 or 2 and then cut to the last couple because as I said, I assume you know how to do a 5x5 cube. So let's green yellow, let's just do one here and find some other green yellows, and if not, place them there. There's one that we can put, and the other one, in fact, let's do this one, it's even easier, green white. Just find the other green white piece. Okay, there it is, and we need green on the top. Turn that around, make the triple, and now take it out onto an adjoining face and replace it with something that's not yet done, and then turn back the centers. That's it, it's as simple as that. Let me cut through to the last maybe 3. Now just cutting back in here, if you get this situation where you've got like a pink yellow edge and the other one of the pink yellows wrongly oriented, what you can do is find the third, which is here, and then push out the bad one with that one, and you'll notice they join up, and now reverse the orientation of this triple here. So we're going to take it out and put it back in reversed, and to do that, move it out with an edge piece series and then put it back in by moving its position up, turning it onto its position and down, and when we return our centers, what will happen is that they will match up and you've got another triple. Okay, here we are with 3 left, and what I'll do here is just proceed as per normal, but I've got all 3 pieces here. Let's assume that we don't have those 2 yellow blues together. We'll assume that we're making, I don't know, the green orange. So we've got a green orange on each face, or on each separate part. What I can do then is firstly move one of them up to the top and bring together just 2 of the green oranges, and then replace as per normal. Bring the centers back, and what we'll find now is that we've got a green orange up here, a yellow blue here, and we've got this one here. So let's go and make the green orange, and to do that I want the green down there, and I also want this one up here as my last piece. So I'll bring them together and now replace it with this one, like that. Return centers, and we'll see that we've got the green orange in the bag. Let's have a look what that leaves us with. Down to two pieces now, the yellow blue and the pink blue. If I can find the other one, there it is. Let's put them next to each other. Now what you'll see is that you'll have one of them that'll look nice, the yellow blues, and the other one doesn't. That's exactly what we want. So to fix this one, all we want to do is basically turn the, well, we can do it a couple of ways. In fact, probably the easier way is this. Grab the pink blue here and do what we did before, push out the wrongly oriented pink blue, and now flip this piece up to the top and then back in like that. Return centers, that'll be done, and that'll automatically be done as well. That's probably the easiest way to go about that, and it's not going to be harder than that because we've got our centers in properly, so we're not going to have a situation of needing to turn, you know, the last one with wrong, right, wrong, because we've already dealt with that. So having done that, we now want to go and place these edges as for a Supercube, a 3x3 Supercube. So, I don't know, I've got a white orange here. Let's put that, whoops, where it needs to go. You can see the orange is correct, but the whites are not. So I'm going to just turn that off, change the center, turn it on. Here I've got a white green, and so if I move that up there, I can see that's correct. So that's good. Got a white blue around here. Let's try the same thing. I move it up and I see the blue center is misoriented. So to deal with that, I want to change those centers, then move them up. And the other white one is over here. It's the white pink. If I turn it on, again the pink center is misoriented. So which way do they have to go? Pointing upwards. So this is just like it's a reduced 3x3 Supercube. So I'm now going to go and place 3 corners here. So turn them underneath where they need to go. And if you're a bit confused about this method, it's exactly what I was doing in my 3x3 Supercube tutorial, so have a look at that one. What have I done there? I've turned it up the wrong way, so I'm going to undo that. Wasn't thinking very hard. White, green, orange, I've got to turn the right face up first to get the white on top. Okay, we've got one more here, white, blue, orange. Okay, as I said, 3 corners done. I can now turn that over and use this last corner to place some middle layer edges. So I'm going to put the green orange edge there, turn the dodgy corner around and turn its position up, put the green orange piece on and turn it in. And when I turn that back, the reason for doing that is to keep that corner intact. What else have we got? We've got, we don't want to place the pink blue yet, but we could quite happily place the pink green. So we'll do that one. And then the last one we want to do is this pink orange. That's not pink orange, that's blue orange. There we go, and all of those first 4 layers are done except for this little bit here. And so I now want to use that edge to go and place the yellow green. So the first thing I'll do is note that it's not oriented properly. So let me put it down into the middle, like that. Now I note that when I turn it up, I'm going to need to switch those centers around. Now they're correct. I can turn it up onto that, turn it round into position and return the whites. I next want to do the yellow-orange, which are over here, so I can carry out a normal edge piece series, knowing that it'll orient itself correctly, since I've now got the yellow centers correctly oriented. And that will leave me with these last 3, and this is a pretty standard thing. We'll have a 3 cycle at the end, and so the one that's going to misorient when it comes down into position, that's the one that I want to turn last onto its position. So I'll turn its position up, turn it on, and undo those moves. You can see that all edges are now placed and correct. That leads us onto the corners, and we've got the yellow, green, pink. So I basically turn the top face until its position is above it, and then just do up, up, down, down until it places. And that's in. Turn that back, see what else is down here. Yellow, pink, blue. Well, that's already there, so up. Note that I had to turn the right face that time in order to get the yellow sticker on top. That's there. Note the edges are out. They're all going to come back when we've finished. Now I've got a white corner down here. I don't want that. I know that that's in. I want this corner in. And so as it happens, that's actually already in, but it's twisted. So I'm just going to keep turning until it goes in. And I note that when that's happened, all of this stuff down the bottom that was out is now correctly in, and that is now complete. The only other thing that can happen is the last two corners being twisted. Let's have a look at that now. Now we could find that when we put our edges back, we've got the white corner correct position, wrong orientation, and we've got a yellow corner up the top, same thing. To fix this, we just want to hold whichever one needs rotating anti-clockwise, which is this one, at the front left position, and move the other one to the back left position, and for the only time carry out a down, down, up, up instead of the up, up, down, down. And also we want to do it twice. There's one, there's two. We notice that that corner is now correctly twisted. Turn the other one into its position and now undo by going down, down, but this time with the right turn first. And turn that back. And we've got one setup move to do. So that is the only other thing that can happen there, and 5x5 Supercube is solved.